Live from the Washington, D.C. area, it's the Inside Scoop, Emerald Planet. All the ecology news that our viewers want to know. Now, here's your host, Executive Director of the Emerald Planet, Dr. Sam Lee Hancock.
Hello, I'm Dr. Sam Hancock, the President and Executive Director of Emerald Planet and Emerald Planet TV. We're coming to you live from Astana, Kazakhstan, concerning the Green EXPO of 2017. Standing right beside me is Vicente Gonzalez. He is the Secretary General of the BIE. And welcome to the Emerald Planet TV.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to have this occasion to be with you now.
Well, you did a fantastic presentation in your speech, but tell us, what is the BIE?
The BIE is the International Exhibitions Bureau. It's an intergovernmental organization which has 169 member states. We are the fourth largest organization in number of member states in the world, and is in charge of approving, establishing the rules, following up, creating, the relevance, and selecting the calendar for world fairs.
Well, this is absolutely fantastic. This whole thing about future energy is really a very powerful topic. Tell us about the meaning of future energy and the expo itself.
Well, the meaning of future energy is, in line with the former exhibitions. We take always as theme of the exhibition a priority of the international community. Can be food and nutrition, can be health, and this time is energy. Future energy is sustainable energy, is to create a new generations of traditional energy on the one hand, but also to improve and to develop the renewable energies. And this is the sense of this exhibition, and this is also the initiative of the government of Kazakhstan, an oil-producing country, which is very much interested in creating alternative to the traditional energy sources.
Well, throughout the world, we're going to a planet of 9 billion people by 2050, and energy outside of water is really the core of taking care of those people and providing a high quality of life. So why Kazakhstan and future energy?
Well, they know that even if they have big reserves of oil and gas and traditional energies, they know that the future is not sustainable if there is no a strong push towards new energy, renewable energies. And Kazakhstan already long time ago started creating what they call the Green Bridge with other countries of the region to develop the concept of green energy and to start, using the solar power, the geothermal energy, and the wind in order to complement and to reduce the dependency on traditional energies. And also, this expo is the way of educating the citizens in this topic. It's a way of engaging citizens because, as we all know, there is no solution to any problem without the active engagement of the citizens.
The BIE, as you were saying, is an international organization, covers the globe, and with Kazakhstan taking this leadership as far as the future energy, what does this say for other emerging market economies about them adopting future energy?
Well, I think that all the emerging economies, all the new developing countries, they are very much aware that they need to create some, energy safety. They need to start promoting, new sources of energy. And I think they will come here, they will show the ideas, they will show their problems, they will make contacts with, many other countries in different stages of development. And finally, our idea is to create a network and create a big cooperation program and a big exchange of technology, information, and best practices for the future.
Now, looking at Kazakhstan, they are really emphasizing emerging market nations to come here and participate. I think that's really a different philosophy, a different energy. And so, by them doing that, what do you think that not only will the emerging market economies gain, but also the developed economies?
Of course, in the international community, almost two-thirds of the states, of the countries, are emerging countries. In our organization, we used to be 20 years ago, an organization with an overwhelming majority of developed countries. Today, we are developing countries organization. Therefore, the solutions, the benefits of organizing this type of events have to be addressed to the emerging countries. And Kazakhstan is very much aware that they can have, a big impact and also leadership with emerging countries. And they have, therefore, they have been very generous in their approach, very open. And I think after this expo, we could have an improvement in the situation towards the new energy sources.
I think it's exciting, too, that Kazakhstan is looking at this as a great leap forward as far as the nation is concerned. And this is, my understanding, the first such major expo in the Central Asian republics and of the former CIS nations. What does that mean not only to Kazakhstan, but also to the BIE itself?
Exactly. For us, it's the first time we bring the expos to Central Asia. It's, as you have very rightly said, is the first time we move expos to a former USSR republic. And therefore, we are creating a bridge between the Western and the Eastern world. We have done in Europe, in America, we have done expos in China, in the major nations of the Far East. Now, we are creating a link, and this link is very fruitful because it's a country which has a strong scientific tradition and Western education, and on the other hand, has a culture and a sensitivity very much linked also to Asia and to Turkey and countries of the Middle East region. Therefore, this expo is for Kazakhstan a way of irradiating a message in the region, and for the BIE is a way of moving expos to new areas and bringing expos to millions of new citizens.
I think it's fantastic. And also, too, you mentioned earlier about the Green Bridge, the Green Bridge. Tell us a little bit about this Green Bridge, and you just talked about between the developed and the emerging market world, but the Green Bridge specifically, how do you see that as a catalyst for the future as we go to 2050?
Yes, the Green Bridge, as the word implies, is a link between countries. It's not just a transition, which is also in the concept, but it's also a way of linking different governments in their efforts to create and to develop a green economy. That was an initiative of President Nazarbayev, and that was developed by the former Minister of Environment, Mr. Kaparov, and they started having meetings, and the Expo is part of this idea. It's part of this creation of a bridge between, all the countries of the world. Ones are creating technology, others are using this technology, but all together we are going to improve, the technology. We are going to improve also the use of the new energies.
Now, looking at this, the really important part of this I find very interesting is that even within Kazakhstan itself, it's bringing communications and collaboration among all the various ministries. So it's integrating the nation itself as well as just, reaching out to the world. Tell us about that dynamic and what that may exhibit to the other emerging market nations that are going through this transition.
I think that one of the biggest values of an expo is the coordination amongst not only all the different sectors of the administration, but also the coordination with private sector, with civil society, and in a country which has organized an expo is always, in my opinion, improved because there is a big effort of integration, of working together all the different sectors of the administration, which is not always obvious. I think that after 25 years of working with expos, I've seen, uh, how the administration is improved after the end of the expo. And this is a good example for other countries. The fact of Kazakhstan doing this effort, different ministers involved, is followed up with a lot strong interest by other countries. We have received requests from Turkmenistan, from Azerbaijan, from other countries of the region, because they are thinking also in hosting an expo one day, in the near future, and therefore, they are, feeling the need for a bigger cooperation between a more intense cooperation.
Well, we're just about running out of time, but I have two more questions. One is that Kazakhstan has made a tremendous commitment as a nation to the infrastructure, and they're putting up this huge expo facility, but then it's going to extend way beyond just the expo itself. Tell us about basic infrastructure, developing that, and the importance of then leveraging that in future years.
An expo is an event which is not a 6 or a 3 months event. An expo is a way of improving a city. It's a way of integrating a country. That means that infrastructure are not just built for a 6-month event, because it doesn't make sense. That will be a waste if we spend big amounts of money just to host an event, to create a stage for an event. An expo is a catalyst for the creation of infrastructures which are in the strategic master plan of a city and of a country. And Kazakhstan is creating infrastructure because it's a very big country, and they needed to improve the railways, the better motorways, better ways of communication. Therefore, in Kazakhstan, this effort will go far beyond. We are creating a model part of the city. We are creating a very dynamic and active part of the city with the financial center, as you have seen in the presentation this morning.
Well, we're just about out of time, but I wanted to ask you about the BIE. What do you see for the future growth and development of your organization, being in this very exciting country, Kazakhstan, and moving forward? And we have to be very quick. We have about 15 seconds to do all that.
Well, our organization was a developed countries organization. Today is a global organization, and we have global responsibility, and this global responsibility is to serve the development of our member states, which is development of all the human.
Well, thank you very much for being with us. This is absolutely exciting, and we really appreciate the time that you've spent with us. We'll make sure that this is distributed around the world, and thank you again for the leadership that you're providing through the BIE.